Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our second card for this week's this week's stamp set of the week. Sorry, I have Bella with me today and she's being a little bit needy. She keeps nudging me. Go and lie down. So anyway, back to this week's stamp set of the week. We have Capturing Smiles. It's all about the camera and it helps to, the stamp set helps you to build up a camera image, or you've got this little small one here, and it's also got these wonderful dies that will cut out the majority of the stuff that is here. So let me bring in today's card. So this is the card. I don't know if any of you remember Brownie's cameras. They were always dark and brown, and this particular card for me just depicts that kind of card and camera. So I'm going to brighten it up this time. So let's bring in the supplies. I am working with Pretty Peacock, which is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored at the 4-inch mark, and then I'm going to burnish it. I then have a piece of designer series paper. This is the Turtley Cute designer series paper. It measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I have a piece of white cardstock which does exactly the same, 3 3/4 but 5 1/2. Now this will allow you to make 2 cards should you wish. I have a piece of scrap for stamping on, and also lemon lime twist, exactly the same. I'm going to cut out some images on the lemon lime twist, so bear with me. So the first thing we're going to, and I've also got a piece of white cardstock which measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/4, which will give you the sentiment strip. So let's do our stamping first and foremost. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment in the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to use the Let's Celebrate again. Make sure it's not upside down when I stamp it. Not sure it'll make any difference, but it just gives you that odd feeling, doesn't it? There we go. There's your Let's Celebrate. Perfect. Got my chamois with me here. I'm just going to wipe that a bit off because I don't want to end up wearing it or putting it on the card. Okay, so let's see what else I've got. So this is the scrap. So I'm going to stamp myself the image of the camera. So I'm just going to take that. Now, the good thing about this camera, or this stamp, is when you initially stamp it, like so, it looks like the back of the camera. So you can use it as a front or a back, so that's really handy. So then you've got this part of the camera swivel bit. Then you've got the shutter, which I'm going to stamp in lemon lime twist. And then I've got a heart, which I'm going to stamp in Pool Party. Okay, perfect. So there are all the oddments. Oh, I will come back to one more stamping thing at the end. So I mustn't forget to do that, otherwise it will look silly. Okay, so the thing I'm going to do now is stamp on here with the little camera. I'm going to use the 2 inks. One is the lemon lime twist and the other one is the Pretty Peacock. So let's do the lemon lime twist first. So let's give that a little bit of a clean. That's better. Right, so lemon lime twist. And we're just going to, you'll do one that's straight, one that's done, one that's straight. Then I've got straight one there and a straight one there. and a, now you don't have to go all the way down. I'm going to do it on this one, so that if you wanted to, you could make 2 cards. Right, so that's my lemon lime twist. And again, like we did on Monday, I'm going to fill it in with the gaps, but this time I'm using the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to go on there. And I'm going to go on there. I might come back and fill that one in. I probably will. That's going to go there. And there. And there. So you've got all of this. And then one there. And one there. So it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. Right, let's take that out. And then I'm going to bring the lemon lime twist back in. I'm going to clean this first. Make sure that I don't put the Pretty Peacock into the lemon lime twist. Not going to be a good look. That's better. Right. And then you can put there and there. Okay, so the thing to do now is to cut these down. So I'm going to leave it at the 3 3/4, but I'm going to cut it at 2 3/4. So literally in half. So I have 2 pieces. I'm going to do the same, she says before putting that away, with the designer series paper. So I'm going to keep it at the 3 3/4, but I'm going to cut it in half at 2 3/4. So then you have 2 pieces to make your card. So you can do 1 card there and 1 card there, whichever way you prefer. Right, let's just make sure I'm definitely 2 3/4 there and 2 3/4 there. Yeah. Okay, so what I suggest you do is, right, we're going to make, this is the bottom, this is the top. I'm going to use this way, this one. So you've got 2 options. You can leave it like that and best of judgment. My preferred method is to take a piece of double-sided tape, and I'm just going to run it across the 2 pieces to hold it together. Now, if you wanted to, you could do it at the back, but because I've got this strip that is going to go over the top like that, it's going to hold the strip down, so I'm quite happy to do that. So let's do that first of all. Where's my, here it is, my pointy tool. There we go. Let's take that out. And then you can put, so this strip that I've cut from the lemon lime twist is 3/4 inch by 3 3/4. Goes all the way across like so. And then that will sit quite nicely on our card like so. All right. Now, the other piece we need to cut out our images. So we have the camera base you can cut out. I've got this one which will cut out this circle. You've got the heart that will cut out here. I need a white square and a circle to go through there. And also what I'll do is I'll need a white square, but I'll also need a square with a heart in it. So I'll cut that out twice. So you're going to run those through the cut and emboss machine. Also, you're going to use your negative strip on the lemon lime twist, and you'll need 2 of those. So there are my 2 negative strips. And when they cut out, you get these little squares that come out. I'm going to need 1 of those in a moment. I've got my camera. I have got my focal. So once you start adding your other bits, you will see that it starts becoming the front of the camera rather than the back of the camera. Okay, so I've got my heart square and my plain square. And that brings me to doing the stamping. So this is my last piece of stamping, and I have got the sentiment that says photo op. And I'm going to stamp that up and put this on here. I'll put it as a tilt. There we are. That's that bit done. I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to glue it to the back of my heart so that I get a lemon lime twist heart showing through. So the easiest thing to do with that is to add my bit of glue. Like so. And that will give you your heart. Now, we've got all our pieces. Let's put these all together. So that's that one. Let's stick these down. So I'm going to stick my shutter down first. Make sure I've got that slightly centre, like so. There we go. Then I'm going to put glue around the edge of this. That goes over the top of the shutter. There we go. Pull it down for a second. I'm going to get a little dimensional. My pointy tool. And put that on the back of my heart. Get off. And that will then sit in the middle like so. That's my camera done. And my heart, so these will go into here like so. They'll go over the top, but I'll put those down once we've stuck everything down. So the next thing to do is to attach my base. So again, I can just use my glue. And we're going to put that down and as best central as possible. There we are. Lovely. Right, so we're going to have our camera go like that across the top of the divide, but I want to put my negatives under first. So I'm going to have one going up and one going down, and I'm just going to lay them like that on there. I know it's different from the other one, but that's fine. And I'm going to hold it down with a dimensional. So I'm just going to hold it there, hold that one down there. Maybe not, because I've just realised I need that bit to go up a bit higher, because there's going to be a focal bit going there, isn't there? Silly woman. Oh well, it's stuck down now. It's going to be that way. We will see what we will see. Let's see. I'm going to hold that one down like that, and then that will go across there like that, I think. There. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to add my heart to here. I'm going to put another dimensional in the middle, take that off, and then my heart will go, and that one, my heart will go over the top like that. Take that bit off. Actually no, let's put the other bit, the photo op in first. So let's take another, and that will go into there, and then the photo op can go there. Now if you're worried that that bit's going to show, you can always use one of these to go over the top. So let's try that. And another dimensional in the middle. There we go. That can go over the top like that. Okay. Then we can put our card, our camera on. I'm going to put one dimensional on each corner. On there. Let's get my scissors on. We can chop this bit. As I said before, never the same two cards, even if you're trying the same design. You'll always work out a different, something will be different. There we go. Right, let's take those off. The back. And we can now position our, oh dear. There we go. Position our camera. Like so. Perfect. And then the only thing we need to put now is our Let's Celebrate at the bottom. And again, we're going to use the dimensionals. So let's see if I can get a strip to go straight across like so. Oh, sounds like all the animals want to join me today. That's, if I don't know if you can hear the scratching at the door, but that's my cat. So there we are. So there is our second card for this week's stamp set of the week, Capturing Smiles. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like this card as much as I do, and I look forward to catching up with you on Friday. Take care. Bye.